The only thing that stumped me is a couple of times, even with my own grandmother, I would see death coming, and then some strange things happened where the people would die, like when and how I had foretold them, to be careful, and then they were resurrected. And the funny thing is that those people who came back after, were resuscitated, their chart didn't seem to apply anymore. I don't know what that means. It's just an interesting thing that people that came
Yeah,
back, it seemed like their chart wasn't reading anymore.
yeah.
Have you ever done any near-death experience charts on anyone?
No,
Well, I've got some interesting research, but I know you're busy with your stock market. And what were the stocks you say that you focus on right now that you like?
EVLV
Mm-hmm.
and ODNS.
Mm. And are your books for sale on Amazon or just your website? Or both?
No, the books are on Amazon,
Okay.
but people don't buy books anymore.
I know. I don't understand it because I've got a whole room full of books.
The new
I
the
don't get it.
newer astrologer, as a matter of fact, we just cleaned up, uh, Carol and I, my computer room in the basement. I don't use it anymore. I haven't used it in a couple of years. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I used to do my classes on Zoom and everything. I don't
Mm-hmm.
use it anymore because a lot of people would come in as I do classes on Zoom and they would sit there and we got rid of CDs. I had CDs of lectures, everything, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, people don't listen to lectures anymore. I
No, they don't. They don't want to do any homework or reading or listen to lectures.
No,
I don't understand the younger people. I don't get it.
they read one book and then
Then they're an expert.
they're an expert, and
But
that's
that gets
what.
into generational planets, so doesn't it? It's something about the generation that they all seem like this.
Yeah, I think so, and this is why that I feel that the astrology, it's like I tell people the astrology is going down the crapper right now. I mean, you listen to people that talks astrology, the new one. I listen to, I watch the Facebook, especially there's five of them that I belong to, a horary group, and
Mm-hmm.
the thing that they do, they read a horary chart. It doesn't make sense at all.
Mm-mm.
How
No, I
can
know
they give
exactly what you
an
mean.
answer? They got the wrong house. They got the wrong thing. They
Yeah.
don't, you know. But that's where it is. I'm glad I'm getting out of it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. What are you doing about it? You're retiring. That makes sense. You
No,
know, I've kept you so long. You've answered, oh my God, you've given me such great information. But what would you like to is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we end the interview or tell our other budding students? Besides read books and listen to lectures. They need to do that.
yeah, and do research. Don't,
Yeah.
it's just like I never used to do that. But now in the last month, I decided I got to start doing this. 91 years old. Somebody, uh, you know, was talking about Trump, and I'm not a Trump person.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not a Trump person. I mean, I feel whatever goes on, the heaven is responsible, not me. But
Right.
anyway, somebody wrote, you know, Trump is honest and he's this and he's not a liar like everybody says and everything. And they go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my students, I don't know, studied with me for years and she's a good astrologer. And
Mm-hmm.
she came up and she said, well, it's not, Trump is better than Obama because Obama has Sun square Neptune, and that's a liar. I wrote
Mm.
back to her on Facebook and I said, you know, I hope you didn't learn that from me, because I would never said that. You know, I said, we had 410 liars
Mm,
from Astro Data Bank, and
mm-hmm,
we ran all kinds of research, and I said none of them, none of the Neptune square sun wasn't higher at all. Didn't meet the control group. But I said there was four that says, yeah, you're a liar, and
mm.
Trump has all of them.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people think, I've been hearing a lot of astrologers saying that with the eclipse and everything, they think he might not make it through this term. What do you think?
Well, I don't want to say anything, but I agree with you.
Okay. Yeah, but you're right also about Sun Square Neptunes. I find that I tread carefully around them. They can
Yeah,
be idealistic, but most of them just can be really crazy.
yeah.
You
But
know?
uh, you know. So I said to that person, don't don't tell anybody that you learned from me.
Well, my students that have been listening to you are sending me messages that they love you. They've been getting a lot out of this. They are reading books. They are, they're coming here. We try to get together every Sunday and learn, which is why I begged you to come talk to us. Because yeah, we do still want to learn. Not quite sure how we're going to get through to the younger kids yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Astrology. I studied with Charles Jane. I don't know if you know Charles Jane out in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he was a very technical, down to earth, and he believed in rectification, and he believed in this and that, you know. And I think that e- even though that I like Rob Hen because I was good friend with them, when he was living at the Cape, and I was living in the country at that time. But when my kids got out of college, they went to college. I moved in the city. I moved more closer to my school because
Mm-hmm.
I had to drive 25 miles to the school to
Mm.
Hartford. And so Rob Hen used to come and visit for months, and
Aw.
see forests visit and stuff like that. And
Oh, that'd
I
be
like
great.
all those people,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but none of them was for. I think Charles Jane was the best of them all.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you ever read, I get a lot, I like Ivy Jacobson Goldstein. Have you ever seen any of her books?
Yeah,
What do you think about her work?
I love her work.
Oh, that's the one book I keep on my desk. Well, all of her books I keep on my desk. I mean, I always
Yeah,
refer to them, especially when she talked about um, finding the birth date of your spouse, because you could go backwards and see their birth date, even if like you said, do transit backwards. That just blew my mind when I started finding it's true.
yeah,
You can actually find the birth date of, say, your spouse, but wow,
yeah.
But that gets
There's
us into some
there's
heavy
still some
questions.
there's still some good astrologers left. Like
Yeah?
Steve Forrest is doing very well.
Okay.
Rick Levine is doing very well.
Yeah,
Rob doesn't do anymore. I don't
not
even
really.
think he's lecturing at UAC this time.
The only thing I've seen him do is he's doing these little like Facebook videos talking about transits. That's the only thing I've seen out of him lately.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he's getting older too, which is kind of why I want to get as many recorded interviews as I can. Because a lot of what you did, we don't have recordings of it.
yeah.
So do you have any recordings of your lectures available anywhere?
I tell you, I pulled out a lot of them, and I threw them away. I
Why?
had them recycled, but 70 of them were done professionally by, as a lecture, their own cassette blank, and their lecture, and the writing on it is done professionally,
Mm,
It's not handwritten. It's done by real nice thing. I kept those 70, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I got
Oh,
70 of them.
I know. I can tell I'm tiring you out, but I'm just so glad to talk to you. Okay, any last words? I'm going to put your website up on there so people can find you and your Facebook group and anything else you want to close and leave us with before we end the interview?
No, the only thing that I have to say is, if you got to be in astrology, you know, do your homework.
Do your homework. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much again, Alfie. I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming and sharing with us.
no
Awesome.
problem.
All right, I'm going to keep in touch because I'm going to talk to you after the interview because, well, later I'll email you because I want to get some of that software from you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll talk later. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, close this. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how we end this. Ricky, can you end this? Ricky manages the camera for me.